Hello students, let's start our today's science class. Today we are going to proceed our chapter number 5, that is acid, bases and salts. So students, in last video we had already discussed about acids and its properties. In this video we are going to revise once again acids, and today we will start bases also. Dear students, I want to tell you that acids and bases, they are not only part of your science book, but they are the part of our life also. It means that they are present in our daily routines. So by reading acid and bases, it is clear to you that how they are part of our daily life. So let's see that. Students, let's start our chapter acids, bases and salts. In previous video, we had already discussed about acids and its properties. Today we are going to discuss about uses of acids, and today we will also discuss about bases also. So let's proceed our chapter. So students, as we start the new topics, let's revise the previous topics. So let's revise acids. Acids are so to test. The word acid comes from the Latin word acidus or acere. Remember, in the previous video we had already discussed about that. So the word acid comes from the Latin word acidus or acere, meaning sour. Food that contain acids. Citrus fruits like lemon, orange, gooseberry, vinegar, tamarind, milk, curd. So all these food items, they contain what? They contain acids. A bee sting or the bite of a red ant produces a burning sensation. तो अगर जब भी आपको कभी बी ने स्टिंग किया हो या फिर रेड आंट ने आपको काटा हो, तो व्हाट यू फील, जिस बॉडी पार्ट में जहाँ पे हमें बी ने काटा है या फिर रेड आंट ने काटा है, तो हमें कैसा बर्निंग सेंसेशन, जलन जैसा फील होता है. बट वाई वी फील बर्निंग सेंसेशन? बिकॉज these insects inject formic acid into the body when they sting or bite. So it means that bee and red ant, they consist of formic acid, and when they bite or sting us, they inject formic acid into our body. That's why we feel what? We feel burning sensation. So students, we had also learned that two type of acids we have, that is organic acid and mineral acid. So acids that occur naturally, we call them organic acid, like citric acid, tartaric acid, lactic acid, and mineral acid. So acids that are prepared from minerals present in the earth are called mineral acid, like sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, etc. So students, let's talk about parts of an acid. An acid has two parts, the hydrogen part and the radical part. So let's see example. Acid, hydrogen part and radical part. So first we have HCl, hydrogen part H plus and radical part Cl minus. Okay, so first HCl is an compound, that is hydrogen chloride. अब हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड को जब हम वाटर में मिक्स करते हैं तो ये बन जाता है हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड. अब वाटर में जब हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड को मिक्स करते हैं तो जो हमें हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड मिलता है उसमें होता क्या है कि इट ब्रेक्स इनटू टू पार्ट. पहला पार्ट जो हो जाता है वो हाइड्रोजन पार्ट उसको कहते हैं, और दूसरा हो जाता है रेडिकल पार्ट. अब ये रेडिकल पार्ट होता क्या है? सो रेडिकल पार्ट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ कंपाउंड विच एग्जिस्ट एज अ सिंगल एटम. अब कंपाउंड किसको कहते हैं? तो आप लोगों को मैंने पहले भी बताया है, compounds are chemical substances made up of two or more elements that are chemically bonded together in a fixed ratio. सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज़ कंपाउंड। तो यहाँ पे HCl यानी हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड जो कंपाउंड है, वो जब हम इसको वाटर में डिज़ोल्व करते हैं तो ये 2 पार्ट्स में ब्रेक हो जाता है, दैट इज़ हाइड्रोजन पार्ट एंड रेडिकल पार्ट। सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड a group of element that acts as a single atom is called radical part. So you can see one more example, that is H2SO4. When it dissolves in water, it breaks into hydrogen part, that is 2H plus, and radical part is SO4 2 minus. It means that a radical is a charged group of atoms. What is charged group of atoms? So any atom or a group of atom that bears one or more positive or negative electrical charges. तो आप देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन पे, दैट इज़ जब हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड को वाटर में डिज़ोल्व किया तो H प्लस, सो दिस इज़ पॉजिटिव चार्ज, एंड Cl माइनस, सो माइनस इज़ व्हाट, नेगेटिव चार्ज. One thing also I want to tell you that positively charged ions are called cations. What we call positively charged ions are called cations and negatively charged ions are called anions. So students, please remember this. This is very important for you. So it means that when acids dissolve in water, they split up into their hydrogen part and radical part. So I hope it is clear to you. So let's talk about precise definition for acid. An acid is a compound which when dissolved in water gives hydrogen ion as the only positive ion. So I hope this definition is clear to you. So students, let's revise once again physical properties of acid. We had already discussed in previous video also, but let's a quick revision. So it is Sorin test. Conductivity means what? Acids in water makes water a good conductor of electricity. So acids conducts electricity when it is dissolved in water. Solubility, so soluble in water. Dissolving acid in water is an exothermic reaction. It gives out heat. तो स्टूडेंट्स, जब भी हम एसिड को वाटर के अंदर डिज़ोल्व करते हैं, मिक्स करते हैं, सो इट गिव्स आउट हीट एंड this is called an exothermic reaction. Corrosiveness, very corrosive. Acid can destroy paper, wood, metal and cause burn on skin. So acid is very corrosive. While handling acids, we have to be very careful. Litmus paper test. So acids turns blue litmus to red. So students, let's revise chemical properties of acid. When some metals react with dilute acids, they form salt and liberate hydrogen gas. So remember, what is the meaning of dilute acid? We had already discussed in previous video. So dilute means what? When the amount of water is more in an acid, then we call it dilute acid. So it means that some metals react with dilute acids to form salt and liberate hydrogen gas. So students, let's talk about uses of acids. So first we will talk about hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is used to manufacture glue. It is used to purify common salt. It is used in preparation of glucose and chlorides. It is used for bleaching in textile industry. Hydrochloric acid is also used for cleaning sinks and sanitary wares. Harpic is one of good example. So in your home also you people are using Harpic because it consists of hydrochloric acid and that's why it is used for cleaning sinks and sanitary wares. Next we have nitric acid, that is HNO3. So nitric acid is used to etch design on metals. What is the meaning of etch? Etch means engrave, नक्काशी करना, metals के ऊपर design बनाना. So nitric acid is used to design on metals. Next we have to purify gold and silver, to extract metals from their ores. सो ओर्स से मेटल को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए, मतलब निकालने के लिए। तो ओर्स क्या होते हैं? ओर्स आर द मिक्सचर ऑफ मेटल्स एंड नॉन मेटल्स एंड दे आर प्रेजेंट इन नेचर. In the manufacture of dyes, perfumes, fertilizer and explosives, nitric acid is used. So next we have sulfuric acid. So students, sulfuric acid is known as king of chemicals because sulfuric acid is such an important industrial chemical. So that's why it is called as a king of chemicals. So let's talk about uses of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is used to refine petrol. It is also used to manufacture detergents, plastics and paints. Sulfuric acid is also used in paper and automobile industry. Next we have carbonic acid. So carbonic acid is used to prepare soft drinks. So whenever you open the bottle of soft drinks, you just feel a fizzy sound. So that fizzy sound is because of carbonic acid is present in that soft drinks. Next we have aqua regia. So aqua regia is a mixture of concentrated nitric acid and hydrochloric acid, and it is used to etch design on gold and platinum. So I hope all the uses is clear to you. One more acid we have, that is acetic acid. So acetic acid is used directly to enhance the flavor of food. In fact, we commonly know acetic acid as vinegar. So students, I hope all these uses of acids is clear to you. If you remember, acetic acid is used as a preservative in pickles also. So all these are the uses of acids. So now students, let's talk about bases. A chemical compound that are bitter to taste are called bases. तो bases का टेस्ट कैसा होता है? बिटर. बिटर का मतलब क्या होता है? कड़वा. सो वो सारे के सारे कंपाउंड्स जिनका टेस्ट बिटर होता है उसे हम बेसिस कहते हैं. सो इट इज़ क्लियर टू यू दैट chemical compounds that are bitter to taste are called bases. A base has two parts, metal part and hydroxyl part. So let's see example. Base, metal part and hydroxyl part. So base we have NaOH. So what we read? We read sodium hydroxide. So Na plus is metal part. Na is what? It is a metal. So Na plus is metal part and OH is hydroxyl part. So I hope it is clear to you what is metal part and what is hydroxyl part. Next we have calcium hydroxide. So metal part is Ca2 plus and OH minus, that is 2OH minus is hydroxyl part. So you can see example also, when the compound sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water, it gives sodium ion, that is Na plus, and hydroxide ion, that is OH minus. So it is clear to you, a base has two parts, metal part and hydroxyl part. Students, let's talk about types of bases. All bases do not dissolve in water. So on the basis of that, we have two type of bases, alkali and non-alkali. Bases that dissolve in water, we call them alkali. Example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Non-alkali means bases that do not dissolve in water. So example we have aluminum hydroxide and copper hydroxide. So students, let's talk about physical properties of bases. So first we will talk about taste. Bases are bitter in taste. A bitter taste is characteristic of all bases. Next we will talk about feel. Solutions of bases are soapy to touch. If you rub a drop of very dilute solution of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide between your fingers, they will feel slippery. Next we have conductivity. So, whenever bases are dissolved in water, they act as a good conductor of electricity. It means that bases are good conductor of electricity. Next we have corrosiveness. Like acids, bases can also be strong or weak. Strong bases are very corrosive and can burn the skin. These bases should be handled carefully. Caustic soda or sodium hydroxide and caustic potash or potassium hydroxide are strong and corrosive bases. On the other hand, copper hydroxide, zinc hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide are weak bases. Next we have litmus effect. So, red litmus paper turns into blue when dipped in basic solution, while blue litmus paper remains blue. So, it means that whenever red litmus paper is dipped in basic solutions, then red litmus paper turns into blue. So, this is all about the physical properties of bases. So, let's talk chemical properties of bases. So, bases when react with acid, it gives salt and water. Example we have when calcium hydroxide react with sulfuric acid gives calcium sulfate, that is salt and water. Same, sodium hydroxide when react with hydrochloric acid, it gives sodium hydroxide and water. So students, let's talk about uses of bases. First we will talk about sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is used for manufacturing in textile and plastic industry. It is also used to manufacture medicine and paper. It is used to refine petroleum. It is used in the manufacture of soaps and detergents. It is also used to unblock drains. Next we have calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is also known as slaked lime. It is used to neutralize the acidity in soils. It is used in whitewashing. It is used as an antidote for acid poisoning. What is antidote? Antidote is a medical substance that is used to prevent a poison or disease from having an effect. Now, it is also used in the manufacture of bleaching powder and cement. It is also used to remove fur from animal skin. Next we have ammonium hydroxide. So, ammonium hydroxide is used to remove ink from clothes and grease stain. Now, one of the largest use of ammonia is as a fertilizer. So, all these are the uses of bases. So, students, that's all for today's class. Now, your homework is that you have to read chapter at least 2 times and you have to make notes of acid and bases in your science copy. Okay students, so keep smiling on face, stay home, stay healthy, use mask and sanitizer and keep yourself free from infection. Dear students, thanks for watching this video.